What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody good?
Should probably get some offensive players here in the next few days. What are in store for those guys once they get in the building?
Yeah, it's a cool process. I've always enjoyed, when the rookies arrive because of the way that Bill sets it up. I mean, we have a orientation period and then a rookie mini camp. We get to work with them in the meeting room. We get to do some team building with them, and then obviously work with them on the field, which is what coaching's all about, right? Like, the meeting room, the process of meeting with them in the meeting room to move into the field. So I get excited about that with our own players, and then obviously with the addition of whatever happens over the next couple of days, that'll be fun.
Bill, what is this process like for you now back here in the building and back with the Patriots, and how is it exciting to be back in this mix here?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I would say starting with the staff, like going back to when I arrived here in February, the staff has been awesome to work with. We got a bunch of good guys that work hard. We get along well. We communicate well. I think that's been really good because, the staff's a lot different than when I was here years and years ago. So that's been good. And then now with the arrival of the players, the players have been really good, really in tune. We've only been able to meet with them on Monday. We can start working with them on the field. But in the meeting room, they've been awesome. Really into it, good questions, good communication, a lot of give and take between the players and the coaches, and it's been really a lot of fun.
What are your initial thoughts? I know it's just really quick and new, but just the quarterback room. What are your initial thoughts on that?
Quarterback room's been really good. Mac Jones has been he's worked really, really hard in this offseason. Been here every day. We just started working, last week, so almost basically 2 weeks right now, and that's been good. It's been, a lot of good meetings, a lot of good, again, give and take. Bailey Zappi, same thing, really working very hard. Good guys, really good guys that care about the team, care about winning, care about what's doing what's best for the team, which has always been the mantra here. And those guys have really done a good job of that, and it's been fun to work with them. We added Trace McSorley right before the offseason program started. I didn't have him at Penn State. I just missed him at Penn State, so it's been good to have him and get to know him and reminisce about his time at Penn State, but also, talk to him about what we're doing here in New England. So the quarterback room's been really good.
Bill, not your side of the ball, of course, but what do you think of Christian Gonzalez?
I'll be honest with you. I try to stay in my lane, and my lane is working with these players that are here now, this staff that's here now. I saw him today, and, he's got good size, and I'm sure he's a guy that, if you draft a guy at 17, that guy's probably pretty good. So we'll see out on the practice field. Just like every rookie, they come in here, they have to, get used to the way we do things and get used to, the National Football League, how it all works. It's a big difference. College football is awesome. You guys know what I feel about college football, but the jump from college football to the National Football League is a big jump, and so that's kind of one day at a time, and I'm sure he'll do that.
General reaction to what we saw in the first round, the offensive players' positions, in particular, that came on teams picked, and who's left on the board?
Yeah, usually that's, in my experience, which is, not as much as some of the people around here. Obviously, I don't have as much experience in the draft as Bill does and some of the other people in our scouting department, but in my experience, usually it goes about the same way. It's quarterbacks, it's pass rushers, it's cover corners, it's offensive tackles, and that's, basically how it's gone. Maybe a couple receivers here and there, but running back, a couple running backs went. So, that's the way it usually goes, and then, we, as coaches, we just give our evaluations and talk to our scouts and talk to Bill about how, this player would be used, that player would be used in our system, and then we let those guys make the decisions.
Bill, a lot of people, teammates, that actually talk about Mac's leadership. What stands out to you about Mac's leadership?
Yeah, I think offensively we have some good leaders. Obviously at the quarterback position, Mac's done a good job here in the offseason of coming in, and like I said, he's worked very hard. But I would say at every single position, we have good leadership. And we also have younger players that have leadership qualities. I'm not just saying this just to say it. I mean, in the experience that I've had, which is only 2 weeks, with the players that have been in this offensive room, which is most of them, There's a lot of good guys, that have good leadership qualities. And when you have guys like that care about the team and care about how things operate on a day-to-day basis, that's a good thing. And so it's been good. It's been a good 2 weeks, good start.
Having spent now a couple more weeks familiarizing yourself with Mac, is there anything you've learned that maybe either surprises you or impresses you about him?
I think you learn every day. I learn about the players every single day. Learned a lot about Mac. I've learned a lot about Bailey. I've learned a lot about Trace and all the other players that I've worked with. The offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight ends, and the running backs. So we had a meeting today with quarterbacks and tight ends where we talked about different things, and I learned a lot from Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki today. I learned a lot about things that they think about when they run routes and things like that. So I think every single day, and that's one of the things I love about the NFL, is every day that you learn a lot from the players that you're coaching in the NFL. You can learn from the veteran players, about their experiences.
Kind of a full circle experience with Gesicki. I know he's a guy you recruited at Penn
Yeah.
State, never actually coached him, to actually get to finally work with
Yeah,
him now.
yeah, it's cool. He's a guy that we recruited, again, this is years ago. This is 2012, 2013 that we recruited at Penn State, that was an unbelievable high school athlete. Football, volleyball, basketball, comes from a great family. And so I think it came down to us in Ohio State. And it was one of the few guys at that time that we were able to beat Ohio State on. So it was a big deal for us to be able to get him to come to Penn State, and it's been cool to be reunited with him. I haven't seen him since. Obviously, I've seen him a lot on TV and things like that, but have not seen him in person since, so it's been good. And just like I said, I can't say enough about the first 2 weeks and working with these guys and, how good it's been.
No, it's early, but what do you like about Juju Smith-Schuster as a player and what can he add to the offense?
Yeah, it's early, but, he's a guy that, when you watch him play and you watch his tape, from the places that he's been, he's a very versatile guy, and I think that's what you see in that wide receiver room. There's a lot of guys with versatility. He's definitely a guy that has been a good addition so far, just in the meeting room with his experience and the things that he's done, especially most recently in Kansas City. So it's been good to work with him. And like I said, again, trying not to focus just on one single player. I mean, it's been really a good experience working with all these guys. Having been in college for 2 years and now coming back to the NFL and going into that offensive room every day has been a really good experience.
I'll apologize if you were asked this earlier because I came in late, but are you anticipating any kind of a quarterback competition for the top job?
I think like everything that we do here, Karen, is always based on competition. That's been the same that it's been for 23 years, including all the years that I wasn't here. And everywhere I've been, whether I was working for Nick Saban or Bill Belichick or when I was a head coach, everything is earned in the meeting room and earned on the practice field. That's the way it's always been. Like I told you guys, what it was 2 weeks ago, I guess. I think every year is different. Every year is new. And I think the best players that I've ever been around in this league always have the mantra that they're going to earn it every single year. And I think that's a big deal. And those are always, whoever I've coached, it's been, and I've been very fortunate because I've been able to coach a lot of really good players. That's been a good theme for those guys. They come back in every single year knowing that every year is different and that they have to earn it every single year. And that's what this place is all about. And that's what we're doing. And we're off to a pretty good start.
Bill, on that point, you guys picked up Trace. You have 3 quarterbacks in the room. Does that necessarily mean you're going to resign yourself to not looking at, another guy under center going forward?
No, I don't. Look, I think my job right now is to, really concentrate on the players that are here. The 3 guys that are here in the quarterback room. I'm the quarterback coach and also the coordinator. So all the offensive players that are there, that's really the lane that I stay in. And I think that, like I've said, it's been a good start. Good, 2 weeks. Monday will be a good day because we get to meet with them and then we get to work with them on the field. So that'll be really good. But I'm just, as a coach, it's your job to develop the player. It's your job to make sure that you're putting the player in the best position to succeed. The players that you're working with on a day-to-day basis, that's your main job, and that's what we're trying to do.
Bill, I know being a local guy, you guys here have a local workout for prospects
Yeah.
in the area. Your impressions of that day, and in particular Austin, but
Yeah, that was a good day. Great turnout. guys from all the different schools, even guys that maybe went to school far away, but they were from the Boston area, so they could work out here based on the rules. So it was really great. I think the coaches did a really good job. I enjoyed working with the quarterbacks and the wide receivers and tight ends and running backs. It was really a good day. Austin did an excellent job. He came in here. He's very smart. Comes from a great family, obviously, as everybody knows, and he was really a good guy to work with. He was eager and did a really good job of working out for us and trying to accomplish the things that we asked him to do, so we could evaluate him. So it was a good day.
Well, just the excitement of the draft and being able to add pieces to a team in general, not just defensive, but offensive.
Yeah, I think the draft. Look, I'll be honest with you. I think the draft is very exciting for the fans. I get it. I mean, you're always trying to, in the draft, you're adding new pieces to the puzzle and all those different things. But for us, it's a part of the process, right? Every year, the year is broken up into different sections, different areas, and the draft is obviously a big part of that. So. I think the big thing about the draft is once a guy's drafted, I've always thought this, and I know that this is something that we think a lot about here, is once he arrives in New England, it's what he does while he's in New England, right? From the day he gets here, how does he enter into the locker room, earn the respect of the teammates around him, and then, how he performs on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, and then obviously if he gets a shot in the game. So, it's a part of the process. It's an exciting part of the process, but the work is just beginning, if that makes sense. So that's, something that we look forward to when they arrive here in a couple weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it, Bill. Oh my God, no worries.
I was like.